Get ready to enter the Thrive Time Show.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here.
We started from the bottom, now we're on the top. Teaching you the systems to get what we got. Colton Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. Z's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of five, that's why I'm alive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the C&Z up on your radio. And now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things we picked up when we picked up the Thrive 15 team was an entire team. You want an SEO guy that knows things about search engine optimization? Got it. You got a website guy that's built big websites like Garth Brooks' website? Awesome, we have it. He's coming in. If I had to pay for that on my own, outside of Thrive 15, there's just no way. For us, one of our most immediate needs when I got connected with Clay was technology. We had a website, but I had a website in Tulsa. Our other partner had a website in Colorado. They did everything from doing a drone video where they flew over all of our markets with a drone. They integrated that into our site. They built every single thing that I think of, they do. We do a podcast. If I was gonna produce my own podcast, there's no, I mean, that alone, just that alone would be what I pay Thrive, just for that. But then if you add the fact that I've got, if I need a business card design, if I need a website build, if I need this, if I need that, I know what I would pay for that. If I had to go a la carte, I feel guilty sometimes, like I don't probably write a big enough check for the value that I get. I think there's a lot of entrepreneurs that have ideas what they want to do with their business and how they want to grow and what market they want to be in and how they can increase production and do all this. But it's not about having 4,000 ideas. It's about having 12 and executing them 4,000 times. That's the trick, in my opinion, and that's where Thrive's value comes in. I feel like I have my own staff, my own, like, I don't know, 20-person team that when I need something, I just go to them and it happens.
All right, Thrive Nation, on today's edition of the Thrive Time Show, we're joined here with the founder of a company called bunkylife.com. And if you want to follow along, you go to thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire, thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire. And you can download a copy of my book, A Millionaire's Guide, How to Become Sustainably Rich, a step-by-step guide to building a successful money-generating and time freedom-creating business. And we're joined today with the founder of bunkylife.com and with James in the office here. And I'm excited because this topic is very divisive. It's going to irritate somebody, and someone needs to hear it. So, David, welcome onto the Thrive Time Show. How are you, sir?
I'm doing awesome. Thanks for having me.
James, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me, Clay.
All right. So if we go to thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire, you can download the book. And we're going to go to page 195. And on page 195, I'll pull it up so we can all read along here. We're talking about this idea of not wasting time on a business that can't possibly work. Not wasting time on a business that can't possibly work. This is page 195. I'm going to scroll down here. Ooh, there's a lot of pages. Got to rise above it. Got to push through the pain here. Got to find the right page. We're on page 153. We're not on page 195 yet, folks. Got to work our way to page 195. This is a big book, folks. You can get it right now. thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire. We're scrolling down a little bit faster here. Here we go. Feeling the flow. Working it. Almost there. Now, folks, as I pull this up here, this message will be very frustrating for somebody. This message will be very encouraging for somebody else. But I hope that this message will be practical in your life here. Okay, so the core issue is, why are people willing to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to train dogs, David, and not to train humans? Think about it for a second. The average American, I've worked with a lot of tutors, David, tutors that they dominate the search results. Their phone, their website couldn't be more optimized. They're getting leads coming in all the time. And why are people willing to pay more to train their dogs than to train their kids on how to do math? David, love to get your thoughts on this.
I don't know, and I don't really care, but that's what the market says.
Okay. Well, let's pull it up. Let's look at this. So you type in Tulsa tutoring, and I won't tell you the name of the customer, but I did work with a lot of the people that come up in the search results. And what they found is people would fill out the form, and the company would call them and go, boop, 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 boop. And they would call them and they'd say, "Where's that audio coming from? Is that me?" Okay. They would call the customer and they would say, Hey, so I saw that you filled out the form, and I wanted to see if you were looking to, have your kid tutored. And the parent says yes, and they say, okay, well, the way it works is it's $50 per hour, and right away the parents go, hard pass. Sorry, I'm out. Why does that happen, James?
It sounds like a lot of money. I'm not really sure why parents do that.
But then meanwhile, I got another client I worked with who's killing the game. You do a search for Tulsa dog training, and this guy, you do a search for Tulsa dog training. We helped this guy's business get to the top of the search results, Tip Top Canine. Next thing you know, like his phone's blowing up, and he's charging like $2,000 to train your dog. And people are going, yeah, it makes sense. David, I watched the guy that I care about a lot. Okay. Because the guy at Tip Top Canine, his meeting was the same day as the tutor guy. So the dog guy would leave and he would come in and he's like, man, I am killing the game. We're building this business, baby. Woo! It's awesome. Meanwhile, the tutor guy's over there. He's going, hey, how was that meeting with that client? And I said, it was incredible. He's growing. He says, I don't understand. Why are people willing to spend $2,000 training a dog and not even $50 to teach their kid math? And I go back to what you just said, David, because it's very accurate what you just said. Can you please articulate what you just said again, sir?
I just said, I don't really know. And I don't really care, but that's what the market says.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about it. Okay. This is in my book. It's don't waste your time trying to build a business that can't work. All right. So Ben Horowitz, this is a self-made billionaire. He wrote, every time that you make the hard, correct decision, you become a little bit more courageous. And every time you make the easy, wrong decision, you become a bit more cowardly. If you're a CEO, these choices will lead to a courageous or cowardly company. And so I see people all the time. I just talked to a guy today, God bless him. He had a business plan that's not going to work. I mean, I told him, I said, I cannot take you on as a client. He said, why not? I said, because what you want to do is not. And if I were to mention what he does, David, you would immediately know who he is because he's so specific in his niche and it doesn't work. And, but meanwhile, I have a client I'm working with right now, David, and this guy, he has a bunkie right now. He bought from you in the mall. So he and I bought a bunkielife.com cabin from you, small, tiny home cabin thing, bolt-on bedroom. We bought one from you. We installed it in the mall. This company's called Outside Ink Irrigation. He's in the mall right now at this very moment. He's in the mall. He's in the mall. He's filling the floor. You can hear him right now in the mall. Are you in the mall? He's in the mall right now. You can see he's in the mall. People are running around the mall right now. Mall people. Some people are buying stuff. Some people aren't. Mall people. Whatever. That's his bunkie. It's set up. And David, people come into his booth and they go, wow, what is this? And he says, this is a bunkie life. Bolt-on bedroom, baby. And he says, hey, if you want to buy one, we can install it for you. Also, I do outdoor landscaping and irrigation. And people are like, oh, let me get a brochure. He's getting business left and right. Why is it that he's getting business, David, right now to do tons of landscaping and tons of irrigation work? And the tutor man at this very moment right now, I had to cut. I said, hey, listen, buddy, I've helped you for a year. I can't get you any higher than Google than the top. And you're just not making any money. And I love you, but I cannot continue down this path with you. But this guy to this day, he's still trying to re-educate America on the tutoring game. Why is one guy in the mall right now making a ton of money and the other guy is doing the tutoring game unsuccessfully? Why?
I don't know, but that's what the market says. And listen, I can totally relate to this because my former business, the business that I just shut down, was a wedding band. Okay. And so we would do live music, we would rock your wedding, and we rocked people's weddings, man. It was a great time. People partied till 1:30, then they yelled for more. It was crazy. But there's some tough economics in that business versus a DJ where it's one guy, sets up a pair of speakers, sets up some lights, and the economics are just way better. And so every single person at a wedding wants to have a dance, pretty much, unless you're Amish or something, right? Or Baptist. But everybody wants to dance, but the DJ gets you there so much quicker, so much easier, so much less expensively, such an easier sell. The wedding band, it was like pulling teeth. It was like I had to be this artful craftsman to get these people to sign a contract. And when I switched from that business to the bunkie business, it was like I got out of off a unicycle and I got into a Ferrari. It was little, I wasn't doing that much. I wasn't doing anything that differently. It's the same kind of marketing stuff. It's a lot of the same kind of moves, right? But it was just that I was selling a different product, and it was a big difference there is I was selling a product and not a service that required me to go and do it. So that's another big win.
Now, I drew a picture of this. This is a cartoon. I call it a claymation in my book. I don't know if this cartoon makes sense to anybody, but the idea is there's a guy and he's climbing to the edge of a branch trying to rescue a bird because his business is a bird saving business. All right. And he says, yeah, Mom, I think it will be super easy to find tons of employees who are willing to risk their lives to feed a bird, you know? And I think that's like so obviously not true, but you know, you get the idea. And again, if it's not scalable and duplicatable, it's not worth doing, or it's a hobby. So people always ask me to describe what I do for a living. I tell them more and more with more and more confidence over time. I tell them I'm a struggling evangelist. And they go, what do you mean by that? I said, well, I got this church I'm involved in called the Redmond Church. And every single Thursday we have people gather here and we'll have, 10,000 people watching online. And then we'll have like 75 people here. And at the Redmond Church, it's a church, it's what we do. And I'm not the pastor. Pastor Leon's the pastor. And he shares the gospel, and you can see, so we had one of our sermons had 21,000 people watched, and we had 20,000, we had 20,000, 15,000. And people go, well, do you make any money on that? No. Do you come out ahead? Absolutely not. Do you break even? Oh no. Can't even smell that idea. Do you, why are you doing that? I was like, I feel like it's the Great Commission. It's something I'm supposed to do. And they're like, why don't you do that full time? Like, because I'd be living in a van down by the river. It's not possible. Like, it's not possible for me to share the unapologetic gospel as it is written and just have thousands of people showing up. It won't happen. You know why? Without getting super religious on today's show, a lot of people can't handle the truth. They don't want you to read the actual words of the Bible. So I don't try to financially bet on the viability of the church. I don't derive any income from it at all. And even if it did come out ahead, I wouldn't. All the money goes to Pastor Leon and his wife, Maria. But and again, somebody out there, you're mixing your passion with your profit zone. And it's very rare that you get paid to do something you're passionate about and you make money doing it. And
that is true.
That is like an incredible. I mean, if you're able to like sell tickets in this case to an event you're passionate about, that's like a 1 out of a million thing. That's like, wow. You know what I mean? It's very rare that like a guy who's a Red Sox fan gets to be the general manager of the Red Sox. You know what I mean? It's a rare deal. Usually it's a guy who grew up as a Red Sox fan. He gets to be the general manager of the Orioles or something, So we continue here. Now, Steve Jobs says simple can be harder than complex. You've got to work hard to get your thinking clean to make it simple. So let me walk people through the strategy here at the Bunkie Life, what we're doing here as it relates to Outside Inc. Step one, we bought the Bunkie. You follow me, James?
I'm following you.
Okay. And then we put it in the
mall.
Yes. And then every single week, every day, we get there at 10
a.m.
and we stay till the mall shuts down, like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
Right.
And we tell people, hey, have you ever thought about buying a Bunkie Life or and remodeling your backyard? And they go, screw off, buddy. All right. Hey, next. Great. Good report there. Okay. Hey, have you ever thought about remodeling your backyard or getting a Bunkie? And they go, huh? Come on in. Check out my mobile office. We give them a brochure. Hey, by the way, if you leave a review about the quality of the craftsmanship, you have a chance to win one. Next person. This is all day. Hey, you ever thought about remodeling your backyard? Screw off, buddy. I already talked to you. Honey, I told that guy where to go, right? He's high-fiving his wife. Shut that guy down. We do it all day, and I cannot articulate how much business he's picking up. It's just awesome. David, he is killing the game. This Bunkie has been like the golden goose of lead generation.
It is a sexy thing to put it in an area of people walking by. That is true.
Oh, and people, and again, we've had about 4 or 5 people that have gone to the booth to work the booth, and people will go, do I have to go to the booth today? You go, oh yeah. They go, why? I say, because that's your job. And the entire business model is we have a Bunkie in the mall. We ask you if you've thought about renovating your backyard. You say yes or no. Hey, come on in. Leave us a review on the quality of the craftsmanship. Have a chance to win. And this guy's leads are flowing in. Last time I talked to him, he had 11 leads in a 7-day period of time. Viable leads that are going to buy something. from just doing that.
Wow.
Then it's just awesome. Meanwhile, there's a tutor right now who's still, oh, I broke something. He's banging his head against the wall going, why won't people pay for tutoring? David, help somebody out there that's stuck on that hill. Jeez.
I just sometimes you got to take Lassie behind the woodshed and put her down. And I've been there. Listen, I'm not saying this is like, I'm not saying this like I don't know what I'm talking about. I've been there. I've been trying to this labor of love business for like 5-10 years that just like, it paid the bills, right? But like there's a message that's being sent when people are lining up to give you money. They're just throwing money. There's a message being sent. That's everybody's way of saying we need more of this, right? And then when people are like, you have to pry the $50 out of their cold dead hands to teach your kids something, that the market's also saying something there too. It's like we got too much of that, or people don't value that enough.
And I'm not saying to anybody out there, don't start a church. That's not what I'm saying. I'm telling you, folks, I am passionate about teaching the gospel. And you know what? Most people aren't passionate about hearing it. And so I'm out there sharing that gospel. And I'm telling you, it's the craziest thing ever. I get great joy out of it, but it's not my profit zone. I'm hoping I'm helping somebody out there, because somebody out there, you got it all twisted. If you could find a way to make income doing outside ink irrigation, then you would have money that you could afford to lose on your church. And that's why, like, when I do our conferences, our business conferences, I let people name their price. People go to thrivetimeshow.com and they want a ticket. I go, hey, it's $250 or whatever price you can pay. And James, why would I do that?
Because you want to give people a hand up.
Yeah.
You gotta help people out.
And you know how often it comes back and turns out to be a good thing in my life for the people that I've helped with these things?
5%.
Yeah, it's usually like 5 people a year will come to me and they go, dude, I came to your conference 10 years ago and I paid like $50 and it totally changed my life. And now I'm a multi-millionaire and I just want to tell you thank you. And I go, well, are you mailing me $1 million? No, I just want to send you a thank you card. I get that a lot. Now, and again, the conferences are not a money generator. It doesn't mean I shouldn't do them. It just means they're not a money generator. I hope I'm connecting with somebody here. I hope somebody's getting this idea. Okay, we continue here. We go to page 197. Page 197 here. This is big, okay? Martin Luther King Jr. says, rarely do we find men who willingly engage in hard, solid thinking. There's an almost universal quest for easy answers, for half-baked solutions. Nothing pains some people more than to have to think. Nothing pains some people more than having to think. So I'm doing an event right now, and I was doing the math this morning, and I'm going, man, I'm going to lose a lot of money on this one. Why? Because it's math. It's just basic math, David. And it doesn't mean that I shouldn't do the event. It just means that the event that I'm doing will never be profitable. And I think there's somebody out there, folks, if you want to be profitable, I mean, there's all sorts of ways to do that. Now, bunkylife.com, this is sort of like a eureka thing. This is like a next level because you actually are passionate about the bunkies and you make profit doing it. So let's talk about the bunkie thing. When did you figure out like, okay, wow, this right here is the scalable move. This is like, wow, this could really be a thing, because now, I mean, you've been on HGTV, you've been on CBC, you've been all over the country, you're all over the world, actually, internationally. You're selling these all the time. When did you say to yourself, this baby right here, this can work? When did you say, okay, it's time to put Lassie down? Okay, you feel kind of bad about that, but then you go, this puppy here, though, if I mentor this puppy, this is going to take off.
Well, like, yeah. So when did this happen? So for me, like, it was really just, it solved my personal family problem. We needed a place to put mom. And then it solved a few other people's problems, just like local people that I knew, friends and family. And then when I started getting inquiries from like far away, and we started shipping them far away, I realized, wait a minute, these can go anywhere. I don't have to do this in my little local area. So that was one thing when I realized, oh, we could make this a kit that you could send to Alaska. And then I thought, well, okay, now the entire North American market is like my oyster. So that was just the geographics of it, right? Because prior to us figuring these kits and stuff out, selling sheds and selling bunkies was kind of like a local thing that you'd go to some lot and some guy named Chuck might be there or he might not be there. And the bunkie or like the little sheds would be, maybe they'd be in good shape, or maybe like a homeless raccoon had been peeing in there for a month. You don't really know until you come. And it was a very local, like you go to this guy and you buy this shed and he'll drop it off at your house. Whereas now we can make them and we can ship them anywhere in North America. So it was the solving that geographical problem, I guess. And then just, this was the business where I would put an ad up and people would be like, I'm so excited, this is amazing. Whereas like with the wedding business, it was just like, I had to be so artful and I had to be, ready for a free consultation. Whereas people just said, give me some money, or here, take my money. I want this bunkie. And that still happens.
And I just want to be very clear for somebody out there. Again, there's so many things that I'm excited about that don't make any money at all. Like there's so many things that I get into. Like I really get into planting trees. And James, you've only known me from this house.
Right.
But the last house, I had planted so many trees, folks. I mean, it's just, and every week my wife would say, what are you doing? I'll show people real quick. I'm not kidding. Every single week, let me pull it up real quick. Every single week, I would come home and my wife was like, what are you doing? And this happened for several weeks in a row before she recognized, I think he's lost his mind, or he's not going to stop, but I'll just let it happen. So here it is. So this was my home back in the day. And where is it? Oh, I feel like we're getting close here. I'm dropping the man, feeling the flow. I think we're getting close. Might not be in the right place at all. We're getting close. Oh, there we go. Headed down the road over construction. Look at me. I'm driving the wrong way. No regard for a little safety. Driving this way now. Driving east in Broken Arrow. 101st and okay. So we're almost there. We're starting to get some momentum going now. I got to go faster, folks. People are getting bored. They're going, hurry up and get there. Driving past the intermediate school, working my way down the road. This is probably, oh, wow, I went from fall to spring. That's how it happened. Back to fall, back to spring, back to spring, back to spring, back to fall. A lot of craziness right above it. Don't take I think I'm there. Am I there? Not there. Feeling the flow. Working it. Almost here. Going down the road. Working it. Looking to my left. Okay. So I bought this property. And then I bought this property. And what I would do is every single weekend, I would plant pine trees. Like every single weekend, just copious amounts of trees. And my wife's like, how many have you planted at this point? I'm like, probably 75. She said, what do you mean 75? Like, well, I plant one every week. We've been here about 75 weeks. I probably planted 75. She said, well, why? I like the repetitive task of planting trees. Something like someday someone's going to own this property and they're going to go, man, this guy, he made a really nice green belt here. I mean, I planted so many trees up in this place. It was, look at it, just thick, baby. So, but again, it's not profitable, nor did anybody understand it. But to me, digging that hole, planting that tree, that was great. David, there's somebody out there. They're out there planting trees and nobody wants to pay them to do it. And they're knocking on doors. Excuse me. I like trees. Can I plant the tree in your backyard? No. And that's what they're playing. They're out there. David, help set somebody free who's stuck right now.
Okay. So here's the thing. Like you talked earlier in this conversation, and I'm thinking about this out loud, but it's really rare that you find something where like what you love to do is also super profitable, right? So maybe you found a way to plant golden Himalayan trees and they're all worth $10,000 or whatever. But there's something also awesome about being able to completely separate work and personal stuff. Like your tree thing, you weren't worried about turning a profit and it was just fun. And it was just something you enjoyed. And it wasn't mixed with the business. So I've had, now that I think about it, I'm just thinking this out loud, but all the businesses I've been in, like professional musician, the wedding band, and now the bunkie thing, it's something that I also enjoy, which has a downside. And the downside is that you enjoy what you do, so you want to do more and more of it, and it's really hard to get any separation. You can't disconnect the work and the play and have them be two separate and distinct things. That's what I've struggled with, right? So I actually think it's almost it's a blessing on some levels to be like, this is the crap thing I do. I go and clean septics, and it's poopy. It's a poopy thing, and then I go home, I shower off, and I get to, and it's completely separate from the other stuff I do, right? There's a power to that too. I've never thought about it that way, but I think that the whole idea of like selling these passion businesses that, that you're going to love doing, I think it's like you said earlier, very rare and not really even worth trying to go and find that, because it's just such a rare thing. And then B, there's some downsides to that upside that aren't talked about enough.
I'll just say this, folks. If you're out there, you're wanting a bunkie life, you go to bunkielife.com. You go to bunkielife.com. You do /Clay, bunkielife.com /Clay. By the way, there's one of my clients named Morales, Ronnie Morales, who should be reaching out to you to be buying a bunkie life in Texas. He loves what we're doing with our bunkie life. He's like, well, I want a bunkie life too. So we'll see what happens there. That's Ronnie Morales. He should be reaching out to you. But that's bunkielife.com /Clay. That's how you get one, folks. I bought one. My good friend Ronnie's going to buy one too. Thank you, David, so much for joining us today, folks. And if you're out there today, you're running with scissors and you keep injuring yourself in the eye all the time, stop it. And if you have a business that's not profitable and it can't be profitable, stop it. And sometimes, I'm quoting David Fraser. Sometimes you just got to put Lassie down. All right. Take care, brother. Have a great day.
Okay. Thanks, James. Bye for now.
The number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year. We are Jared and Jennifer Johnson. We own Platinum Pest and Lawn and are located in Owasso, Oklahoma. And we have been working with Thrive for business coaching for almost a year now.
Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to share some wins with you guys that we've had by working with Thrive. First of all, we're on the top page of Google now. Okay. I just want to let you know what type of accomplishment this is. Our competition, Orkin, Terminex, they're both $1.3 billion companies. They both have 2,000 to 3,000 pages of content attached to their website. So to basically go from virtually non-existent on Google to up on the top page is really saying something. But that's come by being diligent to the systems that Thrive has, by being consistent and diligent on doing podcasts and staying on top of those podcasts to really help with getting up on with their listing and our ranking there with Google.
And also we've been trying to get Google reviews, asking our customers for reviews. And now we're the highest rated and most reviewed pest and lawn company in the Tulsa area. And that's really helped with our conversion rate. And the number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year.
Wait, say that again. How much are we up?
411%.
Okay, so 411% we're up with our new customers. Amazing.
Right. So not only do we have more customers calling in, we're able to close those deals at a much higher rate than we were before. Right now, our closing rate is about 85%, and that's largely due to, first of all, like our Google reviews that we've gotten people really see that our customers are happy, but also we have a script that we follow. And so when customers call in, they get all the information that they need. That script has been refined time and time again. It wasn't a one and done deal. It was a system that we followed with Thrive in the refining process, and that has obviously the 411% shows that system works.
Yeah. So here's a big one for you. So last week alone, our booking percentage was 91%. We actually booked more deals, more new customers last year than we did the first 5 months. Or I'm sorry, we booked more deals last week than we did the first 5 months of last year from before we worked with Thrive. So again, we booked more deals last week than the first 5 months of last year. And it's incredible. But the reason why we have that success is by implementing the systems that Thrive has taught us and helped us out with.
Some of those systems that we've implemented are group interviews. That way we've really been able to come up with a really great team. We've created and implemented checklists. That way everything gets done and it gets done right. It creates accountability. We're able to make sure that everything gets done properly, both out in the field and also in our office. And also doing the podcast, like Jared had mentioned, that has really, really contributed to our success. But that, like I said, the diligence and consistency in doing those and that system has really, really been a big blessing in our lives. And also, it's really shown that we've gotten the success from following those systems.
Yeah. So before working with Thrive, we were basically stuck. Really no new growth with our business. And we were in a rut and we didn't know.
The last 3 years, our customer base had pretty much stayed the same. We weren't shrinking, but we weren't really growing either.
Yeah, and so we didn't really know where to go, what to do, how to get out of this rut that we're in. But Thrive helped us with that. They implemented those systems. They taught us those systems. They taught us the knowledge that we needed in order to succeed. Now it's been a grind. Absolutely, it's been a grind this last year. But we're getting those fruits from that hard work and the diligent effort that we're able to put into it. So again, we were in a rut. Thrive helped us get out of that rut. And if you're thinking about working with Thrive, quit thinking about it and just do it. Do the action. and you'll get the results. It will take hard work and discipline. But that's what it's going to take in order to really succeed. So we just want to give a big shout out to Thrive, a big thank you out there to Thrive. We wouldn't be where we're at now without their help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Moore. I'm a pediatric dentist. Through our new digital marketing plan, we have seen a marked increase in the number of new patients that we're seeing every month, year over year. One month, for example, we went from 110 new patients the previous year to over 180 new patients in the same month. And overall, our average is running about 40 to 42% increase month over month, year over year. The group of people required to implement our new digital marketing plan is immense, starting with a business coach, videographers, photographers, web designers. Back when I graduated dental school in 1985, nobody advertised. The only marketing that was ethically allowed in everybody's eyes was mouth-to-mouth marketing. By choosing to use the services, you're choosing to use a proven turnkey marketing and coaching system that will grow your practice and get you the results that you're looking for. I went to the University of Oklahoma College of Dentistry, graduated in 1983, and then I did my pediatric dental residency at Baylor College of Dentistry from 1983 to 1985.
Hello, my name is Charles Kolaw with Kolaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Cockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours where he does these tours all across the country where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building it into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy, Elon Musk kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like him most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal. And they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company or, navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark. Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us. This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. See? It's nice, right? So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood.
This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
The Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
Hey, I'm Ryan Wimpy with Tip Top Canine, and I'm the founder.
I'm Rachel Wimpy, and I am a co-founder.
So we've been running Tip Top for about the last 14 years, franchising for the last 3-4 years. So someone that'd be a good fit for Tip Top loves dogs, they're high energy, they want to be able to own their own job, but they don't want to worry about, that high failure rate. They want to do that like bowling with bumper lanes.
So you give us a call, reach out to us, we'll call you, and then we'll send you an FDD, look over that, read it, fall asleep to it, it's very boring, and then we'll book a discovery day, and you come and you can spend a day or two with us, make sure that you actually like it, make sure training dogs is something that you want to do.
So an FDD is a franchise disclosure document. It's a federally regulated document that goes into all the nitty-gritty details of what the franchise agreement entails.
So who would be a good fit to buy a Tip Top Canine would be somebody who loves dogs, who wants to work with dogs all day as their profession. You'll make a lot of money, you'll have a lot of fun, it's very rewarding. training, and who would not be a good fit is a cat person.
So the upfront cost for Tip Top is $43,000, and a lot of people say they're generating doctor money, but on our disclosure, the numbers are anywhere from over $1 million a year in dog training, what our Oklahoma City location did last year, to 25, 35 grand a month.
To train and get trained by us for Tip Top Canine, to run your own Tip Top Canine, you would be with us for 6 weeks here in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
So we've been married for 7 years.
8 years.
8 years. So if you're watching this video, you're like, hey, maybe I want to be a dog trainer. Hey, that one sounds super amazing. Go to our website, tiptopcanine.com, click on the yellow franchising tab, fill out the form, and Rachel and I will give you a call. Our Oklahoma City location last year, they did over $1 million. He's been running that shop for 3 years. Before, he was a youth pastor with 0 sales experience, 0 dog training experience before he ever met with us.
So just call us, come spend a day with us, spend a couple days with us, make sure you like training dogs, and own your own business.
Well, the biggest reason to buy a Tip Top Canine is so you own your own job and you own your own future, and you don't hate your life. You get an enjoyable job that brings a lot of income but is really rewarding.
My name is Seth Flint, and I had originally heard about Tip Top Canine through my old pastors who I worked for. They trained their Great Pyrenees with Ryan and Tip Top Canine. They did a phenomenal job and became really good friends with Ryan and Rachel. I was working at a local church, and it was a great experience. I ended up leaving there and working with Ryan and Tip Top Canine. The biggest thing that I really enjoy about being self-employed is that I can create my own schedule. I have the ability to spend more time with my family, my wife, and my daughter. So my very favorite thing about training dogs with Tip Top Canine is that I get to work with the people. Obviously, I love working with dogs, but it's just so rewarding to be able to train a dog that had serious issues, whether it's behavioral or whatever, and seeing a transformation, taking that dog home, and mom and dad are literally in tears because of how happy they are with the training. If somebody is interested, I'd say don't hesitate. Make sure you like dogs. Make sure that you enjoy working with people, because we're not just dog trainers. We are customer service people that help dogs, and so definitely don't hesitate. Just come in and ask questions. Ask all the questions you have.